So we've been sitting here talking. The mic wasn't on. This is the second time. This is why Andrew looked at me like this. The mic wasn't on. He was already like knee deep into what we was talking about, and I'm probably gonna post like the silent one so that y'all can see how passionate he was already talking about this stuff. Technical error on my part. This is King Conversations, Conversations with the King. I'm your man, King KD. Take 2 with the mic on. Yeah, man, I got 2 out of the 3 kings that have influenced my life. And they're sitting here. G-Money couldn't be here with us, but we will record one with him soon. Shout out to G-Money, man. Love you. Miss you. I'm going to let them introduce themselves again with the sound on.
Once again, this is me, Mike Smith, a.k.a. That Dude, also known as Coach Smith. West Georgia Jets in the house. What's up?
He didn't say that.
I love that. Exactly.
He didn't say that.
Throw it in there. Alley-oop. Tell me about you.
Oh, the volume wasn't on? Oh, is it on? Oh, it's on now.
Damn, bro.
This is your boy. Yeah, I'm Andrew Smith III, man. I'm in the middle. This dude, man. I'm in the middle of everybody, man. I'm a king too. That's what I said the first time. Hopefully he show y'all some of that, the miming that we was doing on the other one. Actually, you know what? Let's cut to what was recorded before right now. Watch this. And there's no sound, but you can you should be able to read this, but watch how passionate Andrew was. We're going to cut to it right now. So, yeah, that was a cut of what was there. Yeah, totally my fault. So we was talking about, you couldn't hear it, we're talking about fatherhood. And so I was talking about, I started off with saying, hey, we're all fathers. And I segued to Andrew, hey man, how do you feel about being a father? Because, he has the most children, and we added up that me and Mike put together equal him. And so, as you were saying... I was just saying I'm very passionate about this. So I guess I just take it a different way because the sound wasn't on. I have a situation where I am every type of father in every sense of the word. So I'm a deadbeat in an instant. I am a almost there dad in another instant. I'm a total absentee father who just pays in another instance, and then I'm actually there. Fatherhood has always been something that was very passionate to me. Growing up, like I was saying, I grew up in between these two dudes, man. Like the most handsomest, the most athletic. And I was just a little geeky kid trying to find my way in between these two guys. And that was, and then being a middle brother too, so it's just like trying to always kind of find my way. So I was like, if I can find, I was trying to find someone to fit in with, but it was just like, well, nah, if I can make someone, I can make little me's, and then I'll feel comfortable in this world. And then there's a lot of different dynamics that go along with that too, like with Andrew Smith I, with Andrew Jr. So there's like a lot of generational things that go on with that I'm seeing and I'm meeting with and I'm feeling now. So, um, fatherhood to me, even though I've been through a whole rack of different things, I wouldn't have done it any other way because there's so much that I could say. I'm still living it out. You know, I'm only 32, about to be 33. I'm still living it out. But I touch the dynamic of every single type of black father that's going on. So, you know, as I continue to mature and live life, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be able to help a whole bunch of different people in their situations, being able to understand from their perspective. So that's all I was really talking about, and that was like my little piece on that.
So it's crazy. I didn't even think about that until you actually said that. However, you know, since he talked about the dynamic of who he was in between us, Mike, how did it feel? Number one, watching us grow up, and what is your perspective on life as a father?
Just being the oldest, I mean, it was fun, good times, playing around, to growing, to doing sports. But it kind of sucked sometimes too, because I had nobody to fight, beat up. But he always fought, I had nobody to fight. And then it's seen it in my kids. I got a 14-year-old, 7, 3 and 2. 3 and 2 like these two guys, always fighting, whatever. Then the 7-year-old, like me, he's kind of sit back and kind of like, hey, stop this, stop this. It is, I see myself in my kids, and it's kind of funny because you get one that kind of takes charge, and you know, they look up to the older one, because whatever the older one does, the little ones want to follow, do whatever. So you want to have that. It's that good leadership skills, and just a good role model skills as well. Because if I would have came and do some bad stuff or selling drugs or whatever, I said hopefully, I mean, well, I might would have passed on to them. But me, they know how I was, grew up, have fun. I mean, younger, had my little, you know, have girlfriends here and there, whatever. Then people on the doors and stuff, you know, weirdos. But it was just fun, growing up, man, and being the oldest. And then, like I said, just you want to look after your little brothers and make sure they're good. And in one instance, was it Andrew? I was in the Air Force. I came home for like a weekend or something. I had to pick him up from school. And some dude, man, at the basketball practice, I punched him, something going on. I got in my car, about to go handle the dude, and he said, Mike, no. I was like, why, man? Have some fun, man. We're gonna unleash these motherfuckers, man. But he was like, no. Then I guess they handled it later on, or him and the old buddy became friends. But it was, you gotta protect your siblings, man. That's just how I always felt. Like, okay, I gotta protect these guys, make sure they good. Same thing with fatherhood. You want to protect the family and your kids. Make sure you get a roof on their heads, and make sure, you know, they stay active. So my kid, they play sports. Oldest one, she does ROTC. She wants to go to military. Hopefully Air Force she picks. 7-year-old, she runs track, golf, soccer. Oh my gosh. But then my 3-year-old, she did a little bit of track, one track meet, get her feet wet. But just keep your kids, I mean, set this down for your kids, your family. Keep them doing stuff, keep them busy. So, I hope I answered your question.
It did, man. So the crazy thing about it is listening to them. You think about it, and I think about them. I think about them all the time. We are in constant communication. That we are, and so it's funny that me and Andrew dynamic again. He used to beat me up all the time, and then Mike would come in and, you know, break it up. And then of course Mike didn't have anybody to beat up, but you know, don't let him fool you. Like, he used to mess us up sometimes too. When I guess when he got bored, he would say, "Hey man, both of y'all come at me," and he would like rock us both. But he said it best, man. Protector. You talking about the even now, like, real talk. I would just hope that no one would have an issue with Andrew or I, because Mike would still get into it, or any of us, honestly. Honestly, yeah, any of us. We are all alike in the fact that we're silly, and you know, we like to have fun, we like to play around, but at the same time, you can't mess with one of us without some stuff, you know, getting brewed up and us talking to each other down. Like, all right, man, look, let's just relax. Let's think about this for a second, because once we get to that point, it's pretty much over. And so we kind of touched on it. He touched on the Air Force thing. So and he also touched on the followership. So Mike, he ran track, he ran hurdles. So of course Andrew and I ran hurdles. Mike went to the military. He went to the Air Force. I went to the Air Force. My father, 23 years in the Army. Andrew is in the Army now, graduating this week from AIT. Whoop, whoop. Finally. But that's for another conversation. But I want to segue into like struggles that we've overcome to get to where we are now. And so again, I'd like to start with Drew, because there are a lot of things that people go through on a day-to-day basis and just don't know which way to go, how to overcome it, maybe don't overcome it. And so just want to go through us all and just, you know, pick an instance where it could be your worst instance. It could be a bad instance where you came out and you overcame, because this podcast is about positivity. It's about helping people. So if you can give an instance where, you know, you were at a low point, but you persevered and you made it through, and just give a positive message to those who are out there that may be listening and going through stuff that you may have went through or something similar, and, you know, maybe get some insight because of how you handled it.
Yeah, well, I want to start off by saying, this dude, Mike, man, like, so, we grew up watching him, and this is going to tie into answering your question. We grew up watching Mike, and like, he just set the bar for everything. Like, our style, he set the bar for what we wanted in life. He set the bar for traveling. He set it for everything. Like, anything that we do, like, this dude right here, man, he set the bar for it. And, you know, being a middle child, man, it's like, you know, it's like I get that, like, that little middle management. You know, it's not quite the boss, but it, you know, not quite the follower or whatever like that. And then having to find your own leading space. So, you know, it was just like I felt like I was translating, or not necessarily translating, but like reinforcing whatever Mike was doing to carry, because, like, you know, he just seems like to be like the culmination of everything that we wanted to be. But, like, man, it started off in high school when this guy, you know, like, his style. And then it was just like he was wearing them Eastlands. And then he had like polo shirts. So it was just like, I used to wear all these crazy colors. So I was just like, well, you know, when I was going to high school, he was going to Jordan. So I was going to Shaw. But I was just like, well, let me try to incorporate like my crazy colors with, you know, his style. Like, be on my grown man or whatever. And just like bringing in different polos with the styles and stuff like that. And, you know, we get a little bit older. You know, he's traveling, doing all these things. And he's just like, yo, just get your passport. You know, I'm going to take you out places. Ooh. You know, and it's just like, you know, I'm still recovering from from Dubai. You know, that he took us to. You know what I'm saying? And when he had his home, you know what I'm saying? He built that joint from the ground up. You know, just like, you know, putting all that in our mind, you know, and then, you know, just watching them struggle, and then just like not being defeated from the struggle. And so it's the same thing for me. It was just, I can't really remember all of what I've been through. I can't say that I do. Like, I guess other people have to say my story. I just remember in anything that I went through, it was just like, at some point it's going to get better or it won't. But even if it doesn't get better, I'm still going to be the man. That's how I always felt. Even if it doesn't get better, I'm going to be the man. I'm going to look good in this. I'm going to try to look good in this situation. Like, I'm going to make the best of this situation, because people always say either, you know, like, look for the positive, or look for things to change. And I was like, man, what if things don't change? There's people in other countries where they live the same thing out all the way through. But I wanted someone to be able to see me, whether I was like poor, living in the mission or whatever. I wanted people to see me and be like, man, that dude still look good, man. So I could look good in whatever I'm going through. I don't have to look like what I'm going through. So yeah, things are changing now. And even when I was going through my little stints in the military, it was the same thing. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna look good doing it. Even with my kids, when I do get a chance to see them one day, cause I will. My favorite part in the movie Bambi was when his mother had died, and then like he saw his dad like standing up on like the little hilltop, and then he was like, wow, that's my dad. And then of course they cut out to the scene, and then he was with them later on, and it was just like that's how I wanted to be with my kids, man. Like I'm sure that their mothers could say a lot of stuff about me, for real talk. They could say a lot of things about me. That's true. But when they see me, there ain't gonna be no denying that, he might have been a busted, he might have been not a good dude, but my dad's a good looking dude, and I want to be around this guy, man. And so when they see me, they can be like, wow, that's my daddy? Yes. And so that's what I work towards. And so I just say, whatever you're going through, whatever it is that you might be going through, don't try to look for an outcome. Try to figure out like what's your presentation within whatever you're going through, because your presentation really sets the mold for the people who's in the boat with you, because they're looking at you and seeing, what they could be, where they're at, and so that was just the motto I always wanted to be. So that's what I got with that.
Mikey,
What's the question again?
if you there's something that you've experienced that you can speak on, so that you can help someone that can be going through something that's similar to what you're going through, or just put some perspective out there, so that since this podcast is centered around positivity.
I mean, just really just never give up, or don't rely on other things. Just people have it within them, and they just always trying to find other ways out of it. But if it's in the day, it's going to be on your shoulders or your back to do stuff. So, like I said, you got some type of skill set or whatever it might be, you can use that. I mean, like I said, your resume, you go over your resume. There's things out there you can do. Don't ever just give up or just expect handouts all the time. It's just, hey, if you get something from assistance from places, good, but don't rely on that. You gotta get out there, and the day you want to feel good about doing something that you do. Cause I said, for me, so I've been from military to contracting to working at Lowe's, but it's just, end of the day, I didn't ever just say, I want to do nothing and give up. And like I said, that's just me. I don't ever just say give up, but continue to press on. I don't know. It all depends on your situation. I said, you know what you can do, what you can't do. Be realistic. Like I said, don't go out to try to be the president when you know you need to be like a associate somewhere first. So it is, stay within your job set skills, and like I said, just keep your head up. That's it, because there's a lot of people out there that sit there and blame, do the blame game. Well, I can't do this because of that. No, just focus on what you can do and do it. So that's the only little piece. I keep it short, because this guy, took a lot of time.
Man, he can edit it out, man.
But Eddie, he can edit it.
I mean, it's good talk though, but mine is just, I hit the point, you know what I'm saying?
I've always been like that. Yeah, it's always been like that. Andrew's the preacher.
Yeah.
Mike is short and sweet. And so that's where I come in. I'm the microcosm of them both. I am long-winded, and I get that from my father.
I remember speech. Boy.
You know what I'm saying? My dad would give us he didn't give us a speech before he whooped us. He would give us a speech while he whooped us, which made him Jones long-winded. So I talk a lot because of that. But what I would put to it is, again, I told you guys my struggle. But I would say it like this, man. I've had 2 repossessed cars. And so credit for me right now is non-existent, like at all. I'm working back up to it. However, it doesn't stop me from working towards being better. Like, just because it's at a low point right now doesn't mean that I want to make it better because of what I've been through before. So finances, all those things, if you work to change it, it will change. Just keep on working. Just keep on putting in that work, and you keep on getting that good karma out there. You're gonna come into your harvest time, and when your harvest time comes, funny thing, Andrew hit me up when my harvest time came. He was like, "Listen, I know some stuff's about to happen for you. I just need you to do what you say you're gonna do and take care of yourself, so you can be put in a great position and have the resources to get yourself in the right position and still make decisions to keep yourself where you are." So have that. Even though I was going to stick to what I was going to do. My brother called me, like I said, literally out the blue, and was like, "Listen, I don't care what you promised people. I don't care what you said you're going to do for people. Make sure you take care of yourself. Do what you say you're going to do. Get yourself together, because you can't help nobody if you can't help yourself." And that stuck with me, and I was like, "That's some real talk." And so I would say, once you get to the point where you're able to help yourself, make sure you do that first, and then you get to helping others. So I want to close this out with, all of us giving each other a compliment, and then also giving our best childhood memory with each other. I already have mine, so we're gonna start with the oldest.
You go first, man.
No,
how we even know where to go?
That's the whole point of this, bro. Like, it's an on the spot thing. Yeah, because I mean, I've already known.
I know which pockets to be about.
Okay, fine. I'll go first.
Set the tone.
So
close it out.
yeah, I will set the tone. So, Mike, man, I want to tell you that I appreciate you for your spirit. You have always been positive. You've always been, well, I can't say you've always been positive. I don't want to say positive. You've always been real. Always been real, and you've always had this attitude of not having fun, but getting the best out of life. Like, you've always said, man, you only live once. Tomorrow may not come, so you might as well live your best life right now. That's why when we went to Dubai, what was the song that we was playing? YOLO. Yeah, YOLO. That was because of you. Mike took us to Dubai in 2012. To date, I don't ever think that vacation would ever be topped. But I mean, what was it? 3 days? 4 days? I don't even remember how many days it was, but we probably slept 24 hours out of that time that we was there, and we was having a ball. And there was just something that he just wanted to do for us. And Mike was stingy coming up. Like, he didn't really let us have a lot of stuff. But it wasn't because he was a stingy individual. It was just like, look, he's the oldest brother. Like, he worked for it all, and whatever. But then, like, when we became men, not that a switch turned, but I don't really know what happened. Mike was never like bad to us, so I don't want to paint that picture. Mike was never bad to us, but like he just didn't give us everything that we wanted from him. But that vacation, man, when he took us on that vacation, it just showed that it set the present, like Andrew said, like that we are here for each other, and it's not just stuff that we say. And so I just want to thank you for implanting that spirit in me, and to always be what I got as to always be joyful, always be happy. Try to spread that happiness, because you just don't know what happens the next day. And so it could be all over tomorrow, and if the last thing I said to you was some messed up stuff, you know what I'm saying, that's what something I'm going to have to live with. So live every day like it should last. That's what Mike used to always say. And I appreciate you ingraining that in me. Andrew, I appreciate you for toughening me up and showing me who I'm supposed to be. Because he talked about how sex we was growing up. Well, if I would tell him to get up and take his shirt off right quick. But the lighting in here is not well enough, and he's too dark, and you wouldn't be able to see all this definition. So I'll add a picture. But let's just say
don't
that.
add the picture. I don't want to have those problems.
I was about to say. I'll just say that he could have been T'Challa in this last Black Panther installment, and he wouldn't have had to work out to do it. Man, the guy is a specimen. But what he's shown me is resilience is key. No matter what you go through, it's not your situation that you're in now. It's not your forever situation. Just continue to be who you are, and whatever comes of it, just like he said it himself, it's either gonna get better or it won't. But don't change how you are. get better each and every day, and I definitely got that from him. My favorite childhood memory of me and my brothers is in this living room that you see us in right now. We used to put pillows in our t-shirts, and we would play football. And Mike, of course, was the enforcer, and he would tackle us and all that stuff. But man, it would be hours would go by. Hours would go by where we would just be in here playing, and that is my favorite memory with these two guys. Drew?
Alright, I'll start with my favorite memory. Mine is when we used to stay on Fort Benning, and then we used to have like the high jumping.
I was the same.
What you thinking? We did the high jumping, and then like I don't know whose turn it was to go over it, but they fell right on it and broke the stick. And like just with everything, since Carrie was the baby, we just like, yo, you gotta take this for us. You got to, because you're not gonna get in trouble. No, that was the when the light fixture fell down. But there, some kind of way we hit the light fixture. Well, some kind of way we hit the light fixture down and it fell and it broke. And then we was like, yo, you gotta take this for us, because you're not gonna get in trouble because you're the youngest. Yeah, so we all said that Carrie did it and he got a whooping. And we was getting a whooping, me and Mike was in there cracking up. And then when he got finished getting the whooping, he was like sitting like he was sitting in there like he was so disappointed. He was like, yo, thank you for taking that one for us, man. Thank you for taking that L. Bro, that jump was so funny. Alright, so I'll start with G Money. G Money, yeah, of course, we didn't forget about you. It's like, it's the four of us. And like, I always went by Lil G Money. Like, he used to always like pluck me. Like, always like mess with me and pluck me and stuff in the head when we stayed out in DC. But I would always like try to go and be around him. And so my mother would be like, Jermaine, stop plucking him. Stop messing with him. Because I always call my mom and go tell her that. And then she'd be like, well, why you keep going back under him if he keep messing with you? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. So I was like, So as I got older, I was like, well, let me try that with little kids. And it started off with Rebecca McClendon. She was born in '96, so she was the first little one. I used to terrorize her the same way. And like, for whatever reason, she loved being around me even though I terrorized. So from that point on, I just terrorized all kids and they loved me. I don't know, it was just like, that was just something that I always got from, like I said with Mike, I already told you about how Mike is. Close the door.
Close the door.
Close the door.
Joshua.
Close the door. That's your Caleb, man. Little big old head. So, so it was just like I was saying about Mike, though. Mike was just the person who just laid out the style, and whatever he did, it just set the precedent for everything. And so he's just a big brother, man. Always kill, even kill. Just a mean dude, but just even kill, man. Mike was a mean dude, man. And just always scared of him, just like that kind of that fear. But that reverence fear, though, even to this point now where we still don't mess with them. Oh, yeah. And I think, I see that's what's kind of missing now. Like, people don't really have that fear, that reverence for, those people who are older. But that's what it is, and so that's what gives me like kind of my structure in that, to always respect, that older generation. And then Carrie, it was just like, man, I was always kind of jealous of him because it was just like everybody was like, it was just like, man, I was here first, man. So it was like, how y'all forget about me? It was just like, how he take my face and then kind of perfect it a little bit. So it kind of made me have to, work hard and stuff like, so I won't be forgotten. Or it's like, he's not like 2.0, and then you kind of had to throw me away. So I kind of felt like I had to stay important in my own way, to not just be kind of thrown away. And that's what kind of helped build and mold me as an individual through this right here. So that's all I have.
But as far as compliments goes, I want to, for Andrew, just compliment it's you and just going and doing things that that you want to do. Like I say, you went from going from left to right, and then you finding what you want to do and do it. So you went from wanting to be like the greatest passer out there to, I mean, you still probably have that, but just to doing the military, you want to give you all the military, just doing with it, stick with it, and doing it. And then, like I said, and then for me, just as an older brother to you, it's just seeing that the success is good, and hopefully that, I mean, you learn something from me, for both of y'all. And then for Carrie to compliment, same thing, just, I said, you come into the military, and you're, like I said, you, of course, surpassed my rank, because I was E4, so Uncle 15 is my bad. But, but he's doing a great job. I got out, contract, but he's still in it. I said, he's, what, 12 years, you say, coming up? 11 years coming up, Tuesday. About to retire out of that joint, man, and he's doing great things, man, getting compliments from supervisors, commands, probably freaking top general, probably, but he's doing great things, man. He's keeping that Smith name out there good and positivity, man. Some conversations on the phone sometimes, having fun, chilling, calling me for anything, man. It's just one of those things, hey, for both of you, I'm here for you guys. I said, I mean, I can keep it real, but I give you both sides of it. I give you the good one, and whatever one. I'm saying, like, either the fuck, I'm gonna say fuck it, or the hey, this is a good side. So that's how I am, man. I keep it real with them, so they know that. And then as far as childhood memory, man, it's just we got so many of them, man. It's just from Power Wheels down the hill in Fort Benning to man, who knows, man. It's pick one. Let me see. I'll pick one with me, y'all two, Rodney and JT try to jump.
Yep.
Yeah, they asked me how that turned out. But it was just fun, man. Just mess with them kids, man. Just pretty much just toughen them up. That's why I look at it, toughen them up, getting ready, for the real world. But it's all in love. I mean, love them all very deeply, But it's good. And this podcast thing is awesome, Check you on with your little, they call it for real hat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's me, man.
Yeah, man. So it's for me. This is my favorite. This is my favorite one. Again, we are missing one, G Money, but this is my favorite one because again, you get a glimpse of why I am who I am and why I do what I do. None of it happens without these two guys and G Money. My parents are in the room. Mommy and Daddy, can y'all come here for a second?
No. I'm saying no.
They cook it. Either way,
Here they come.
Here they come. These are are you gonna sit down? These are the architects of who we are. No, we just go to yeah. So we'll be talking to them here soon. But this is the immediate family again. But mommy and daddy, they're the ones that raised us. Been together for how long?
A lifetime. It's been a minute. 35 years.
35 years.
September.
35 years. And so yeah, this is me in a nutshell. This is who I am. This is why I am who I am. Again, we're going to talk to these two here soon. That's going to be a great episode. But I just want to give you guys a peek into my life and why I do this, what this is all about. I cannot be as positive as I am. I cannot do the things that I do without this support system right here, first and foremost. And before that, they instilled something in me that will never go away, and that's God. And so God is the center of my life. That's what keeps me going. That's who blesses me, and that's why I do what I do. But God blessed me with this strong bond right here. And so I will always be grateful for these. I will go to war for these. I will shed blood, shed tears, give my life for these. So I understand that everybody that's sitting on this couch will do the same exact thing. So not only are we sitting here as a unit of love. But if you want to go there, we can go there too. So just let you know that. But hey man, this is Conversation with the Kings. This is about positivity. I just had to put that out there because you know you see us out there. My dad's all happy. My mommy's all happy. You know, Mike always smiling, Angie always smiling. But there is a bond here, and we all have each other's back. Is that right, people?
Amen.
My Smith family, the clan. Yeah, man, this is us, and thank you for tuning in. This is episode 3 with the 3 Kings -1. Shout out to G. We love you, man, and but we're gonna get you on this thing too. We're gonna see you soon. But thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And again, the next episode will be with these two right here, 35 plus years, and we're going to talk to them about relationships and how to endure. So you don't want to miss that. That's the little preview. So that's King KD signing out. King Kerosene, the Dapper DJ. Y'all want to sign out? Y'all way?
That dude 187Z, Coach Smith. That dude Mike is me.
Wakanda forever.
Mommy.
Mommy.
And that is my father. That is King T'Challa. And I am King T'Challa.
That means that I died.
Oh no,
Like, the movie.
well you're
Or am I
signing out.